Hello and welcome to the Mortgage Broker Builder Show, the CEO 1440 Show, where we talk about all kinds of things to help you maximize your 1,440 minutes every single day. Today, we've got a very special guest coming to us all the way from the Philippines. It's the middle of the night there for her. And we're going to talk about something that is a question that comes up to me all the time. I hear excuses from people all the time about why they're not doing things is due to a lack of time. I would do it, but. And so the topic we're going to talk about today is virtual assistants. What we've got here today is something that's a little bit different than everything else out there. I think it's a relatively lower barrier to entry. You don't have to sign up for some massive commitment. And we're going to talk about virtual assistants, what they can do for you. And then also we've got Joan here with Virtually Assistants, and she runs something that I think is really cool. It's a little bit different than what you probably know. So if you've been thinking about having a virtual assistant, you've been scared for whatever reason, you didn't want a long-term contract, you didn't know how the billing was going to work, how the projects were going to work, you tried it in the past, you got somebody off of Fiverr and they were like someplace in Pakistan and you had to upload stuff and it was a crazy process. We want to give you something here that's easy, that you can walk away with and do it quickly. We've got a little discount for you here at the end to make it even simpler to get started with. But with all that said, we're going to be talking about virtual assistants. Our promise is that if you listen to this and you don't want to use one, cool. But if you are looking at buying your time back and being a little more effective, we've got some good stuff. Joan, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Having a nice day.
Thank you for being here, staying up super late on your end. I truly appreciate it. I know that's part of the game that you sign up for working with people over here in the States when you're over there. Are we 12, 13 hours different? Is that what it is?
Yes, 12 hours.
We're recording this right now about 11 a.m. So it's what, 1 in the morning for you? Midnight?
Yes.
Yes. So if she starts getting a little bit sleepy, like we'll cut you some slack. So we're here today to talk about virtual assistants. And the reason that we're doing this is you and I worked together a while back. You were working through an agency that I had hired. I was paying the agency a bunch of money and they were probably paying you a fraction of that. But we were doing some work together, thought you were fantastic. We stayed in touch. You now have a business, and I have a lot of coaching clients and people that I run into that need help with stuff like SEO, video, different things. And when I say, why don't you get a virtual assistant? I'm not there yet. I don't need somebody full-time to do that. And they find it to be very difficult. So I think your system is awesome. And the way you do it's a little bit different than most. I have a virtual assistant today, that I have to pay for 40 hours a week, whether I use them or not. One week I probably have 70 hours of work. The next week I have 20, but every week, they get paid the same. So let's just start off with this. And anybody that's still here, if you've made it through this point, then it's probably something that you're going to like. Let's just start with quickly. I guess we'll talk about you first. How did you get started? How long have you been doing this? How long has your company been in business? Like, why would anybody want to work with you?
Yes, I started my career back in 2009. I was a writer for a marketing agency that's based in the US. So what began as one role slowly turned into multiple roles. I get a lot of projects and ongoing gigs as clients trusted me with more responsibility. So as my workload grew, I reached a point where I had to make decision, either turn work away or find a better way to handle the demand. That's when I began hiring help, starting with a couple of very trusted professionals. Turned out to be my cousins. Over time, that small support system grew and the process became more structured, more transparent, and more flexible based on experience, not just for me, but for my clients as well. So today, I've worked with clients across marketing agencies, real estate, mortgage, consulting services. And I have clients who've been with me for more than 10 years. So yeah, that's how I started.
That's awesome. You're doing good when people stick around, right? It's a very kind of transient world. And I can tell you being here, in LinkedIn, I am constantly bombarded by people that want to be my assistant. And the thing is, when you do a little bit of digging or you peel back the onion, a lot of them, they don't even have a mechanism in place to exchange payments. Like, how would I pay you to do my SEO service on my YouTube page? Oh, you send a check to, right? Like it doesn't seem really trustworthy. The
Yeah,
next thing
it's
is
too risky.
they don't have a website. You can't even see the pricing, like varies. Like it's just, and so what I think has actually happened, it's probably a disservice to you, as a lot of people are turned off because there's so many people out there claiming to be able to do some, and I'm sure some of them are awesome, but they just don't have a track record. So instead of doing anything, you just do nothing. So I think that people run into that, which is really neat. Like before we got on here, yeah, you've been doing this since 2009. In
Yeah.
fact, there's probably people on here that weren't born in 2009. Actually, they would all be, the 2009 would put them like, yeah, they're probably all born. But you've been doing it for a long time. I think it's interesting that is the bulk of your clients currently today, like I know you work with a lot of ad agencies. Is that like 50, like what percentage of your business is made up of that? Is it, I'm assuming it's probably a relatively large percentage.
Yeah, I would say 80% of my client
Okay.
base are marketing agencies and consultants in the US and UK.
Got it. So anybody that's listening to this, when you see the person that leads whatever that wants to come in and edit your video, help you with setting up stuff, what they do, they sell you, and then they take the work and they offload it to Joan and to her team, and then they get the difference between what they're charging you and what you're paying. So what we've got here, this is going to let you in on a little secret. They won't like it, but we've got a way for you to skip that middleman and go directly to the source to get your work done. And what else is interesting is we go to the next lever. How many people do you have? Like you have a team right now of different, you have team leads, you have different assistants across the board. How many people are on your team right now?
Right now, I do have 20, but
Okay.
we grow monthly because we gain projects and gigs every month, even weeks. So we constantly increase the number of staff in our team, and we're growing rapidly this year.
And
Confident to say that.
that's awesome. And as far as on your team, what are like the biggest, like, what does your team do the most of? I'm assuming, this is an assumption, I don't know, but I'm assuming things that I like to offboard are like video editing, because it's just time consuming. Somebody else can do it almost, you actually probably do it better than me because you're doing a lot of it, but video editing, maybe some writing of scripts, website stuff. What are the biggest projects that your team gets asked for? If you said, this is what we do the most of, and rank them?
Yes, I would say social media posting being the top on the list, and probably the rest of the list will be video editing, graphic design. Oh, yeah. Second to social media, I forgot. It's leads mining, lead generation, and outreach through email and social media. Right now, we have
Um,
several, I would say a bunch of outreach projects via email and social media.
And when you say that, you're not making outbound phone calls, you're putting together, because you're by trait, you're a writer. You're putting
hmm
together the copy, the emails, what it looks like, a compelling message. Like you're putting that all together in kind of like a cohesive package. So somebody
Yeah.
can say, here's my list of 10,000 old clients, go get them. And your team, like you know how to do that?
Yes, definitely. Of course, we would require initial guidance from the client. We would require documentations and the initial stuff before we begin the outreach, just to make sure we are both on the same page. Of course, we don't want to do anything unless we are sure of it. We are 100% confident.
Got it. Which I think is, totally awesome. And the
Mhm.
one thing that's neat, so social media, lead gen, outreach, and there's a segment, like you have a system or a program that just is social media. I would share the screen. I don't,
Yes, we
I
do offer a standalone social media posting service.
where would I go to see that?
Yeah, let me put the link here.
And that's another thing that over the years, I have gotten numerous requests from brokers, real estate people. Hey, John, do you have somebody that can just handle my social media? I don't have time to do it. I'm failing. I'm doing a terrible job. And I know you have that.
Yes,
And I'm
hold
just
on one
going
second.
to,
Here's the correct one.
Hey, if you're here, it must mean that what you're listening to you don't think sucks, which is awesome. But we also have a community called the Mortgage Broker Builder Community, where every single day we try to share some sales techniques, some different skill things, maybe a system, something that you could implement in your business to do more business. My guarantee to you, if you join the group, you're not going to do any less business. So someplace in here, there will be a link for the Mortgage Broker Builder Community, completely free. Jump in there, check it out. If it sucks, you can always leave, but we look forward to seeing you in there. Hey, can you
Correct.
share? Or did you put it
Second
in
link.
chat and I can share?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. What did we do?
It's the second link I sent. Can you see it? Sorry.
I do not, but I'm also just a
In the
one-man
public.
show over here. Chat. Yeah, I see it. I just was looking in the wrong spot.
Sorry. Okay.
Maybe not. Studio chat. Whisper. I'm not seeing it. I think this is more. Oh, I'm seeing it. Okay. I'm going to pull this up and I'm going to share just for anybody that's out there. One of the biggest things that, again, I run into people and I'm reviewing their goals. Oh, my plan for 2026 is to post social media videos every day. I'm going to get all over it. And then it's now almost, right? It's the end of January and they're not doing it. And I ask why. And they're like, I don't have time. It's too expensive. It's too hard. So let me just share here. I'm going to share a couple of things. I'm going to share a screen and we're going to go to, I'll share an entire screen. That'll probably work. So right here, this is Joan's social media posting service. They have a whole bunch of different packages and there's a few ways you can do this. One is if you just want social media and you just want to put it on easy and just make sure that you have something going out, they've got a bunch of different things. One will post 3 times a week, 1 times daily, 1 times a day, and Sundays 30 times a month for $200, right? You've got the prices here. And we'll include the link to this someplace in the show notes. But if you just want social media, Joan does this. She does this for a ton of clients right now across the board. So that is thing number 1, just social media. I'm going to stop the share and I'm going back to you. So you've got a bunch of people on your team, which I think is neat. And I think it creates a unique position for you in that sometimes I have a virtual assistant. Invaluable. And I pay for them for 40 hours a week. I pay for things. They are fantastic in Canva. They have certain skill sets that they're really good at. There's other things not so good at. Now, your team is with 20 people. I'm assuming you probably have some people that are awesome video editors, but then you have some other people that are terrible at video, but they're good at copywriting. So when I come to you and I'm using you, do I get assigned one person and then I have to take their skill, like they're great at the one thing and bad at the other? Or do I get access to your full team? So when I have one need, I get assigned with Jimmy that does that well, and then I get assigned to Sarah because my next project comes in. Will you just tell me how that works? When I come to you, am I assigned one-to-one? How do my projects get assigned to somebody on your team?
Yeah, once you decide to move forward with us, you will have a dedicated project manager. The project manager will delegate the tasks because I have a bunch of people with different set of skills. So the manager knows who is the best person to handle each specific task. So that's the role of the manager. So the client won't have to supervise or micromanage the entire team. But of course, you have to expect multiple people involved through the course of your project. So there will be editors, graphic editors, video editors, copywriters, and admin support.
So if I come to you with a project, I buy my hours, I get signed up, and we'll talk about what that looks like and how that works. But I come to you with a project that says, I would like to do a weekly video going out to my database of 4,000 leads that I've acquired that never moved forward. On your end, if I get this correct, that will become a project. It's going to get assigned a project manager, and they might be taking my video and sending it to Monique that edits videos. Charlie might be doing something on on the copywriting stuff, and somebody else. So I could actually be having 3 or 4 people working on my stuff simultaneously.
Yes, definitely. That's correct.
And
We
something
can
for
work
those of
on,
you that,
sorry,
no,
and
go ahead.
we can handle multiple projects simultaneously. But you don't
Yeah.
have to micromanage everyone. The manager does that for you.
And
As long
something
as
for
you
those of you,
provide, sorry, as long as you provide the project, the task description, and some initial guidance for video instruction, that would be easier for us to move forward with the task smoothly.
yeah, I think something for those of you that have never worked with a virtual assistant, you have to, if you have one person, you're also prioritizing what that one person's going to do next. If I have this that needs to get edited, or I did a podcast that needs to get edited, but I also have this other thing that has to happen. If I have a one-to-one relationship with a single human, they'll ask me, hey, John, what's most important? You've given me 5 tasks. What do I do next? Do this. But that's not a great answer, because all of them getting done quickly will help my business grow. And
Yeah.
so one of the neat things about the way that you've set this up, why we're doing this, is that I can have simultaneous projects and get access to your full team. So I can get access to 20 people doing different tasks for me at different times. And I get a big team when I need one. And if I have nothing going on, I'm not paying for just idle time. So it really scales up and down with your business, which real estate agents see this a lot. They'll list 3 properties and they have a whole bunch of stuff that has to go out. Mortgage people record a bunch of videos and they have to get their social media out. So there's a lot of our business is ebb and flow. It's not like we do the same thing every day. And you have the ability to ebb and flow with them. So I think that's awesome. And just as far as submitting a project, I know people have used like Fiverr and different things out there before. When somebody submits a project, I think you use Asana, is that correct?
Yes, we use Asana
So,
for project management.
and Asana, for those of you that don't know, is a project management tool. It allows people to delegate and add notes. And so it kind of keeps it on track. The company's probably worth billions of dollars. It's a large company that does a really good job. So when I submit a deal, we signed up, I would submit a task through Asana, and you can just correct me if I'm wrong. Through Asana, it goes to your project manager. Maybe there's some back and forth just for clarity, like making sure. Then they take that and they assign it to the next people to do the tasks. And then it's all completed. Like I'm just going back and forth in Asana for status updates. Like I've got a good way of tracking what's actually happening.
Yes, that's correct. That's how it works.
And then I'm also assuming like larger video, those kind of things. Do you set everybody up with a Dropbox, Google Drive? How does that piece of it happen? Because I know that can also be clunky.
Yeah, we use Google Drive and Dropbox.
Okay.
We would require the client to have his her own account, just share the files or the directories to us.
Okay.
And we keep track of everything, all the links, the directories, all the resources, project resources inside your workspace. So we have a system that's built where in a single glance you can see all the resources listed, the links, the timesheets, and all the tasks, projects. Everything organized neatly inside Asana. And Asana is a pretty straightforward tool. And if someone doesn't have any idea how to use it, of course, we can guide through video call or video recording.
Yeah, I've used this. It works well. It's right. It keeps you on task. You know what's going on. And a lot of times what most people want in the world is they just want a little bit of certainty. They want to know, hey, if I give somebody the task, they're doing it, what's happening with it. I don't want to babysit it. I just want to know I assign it over there and it gets done. It's really one of those things almost with your virtual assistant. You just want to know that hey, you're still here, which means that the stuff we're talking about is of interest to you, or you're looking at growing your business. You're looking maybe at doing more, or looking for new, fresh ideas. And if that's part of your game plan, if you're open-minded and you want to try new things, we have a community called the Mortgage Broker Builder Community, where every single day we drop different, whether it be sales techniques, tactics, systems, different things that you can implement into your business to potentially do more. And my guarantee is if you join the community, you're not going to do any less business as a result of it. Someplace here on this page, there will be a link for the Mortgage Broker Builder Community. We look forward to seeing you in there, and welcome. Let's grow together. Works. It's kind of Wi-Fi. I don't care how it all works. I just want to know when I plug in my computer, I get access to the internet, and it's only a problem when it doesn't work. Having it all in Asana is really cool. Now, the next thing that I hear people running into when they sign up for or they get a virtual assistant that they didn't really anticipate is, hey, I signed up with them and now I needed to get them their own seat in Canva. I needed to get them their own seat in this. And I have to now buy all these seats for somebody in a foreign country so they can access my stuff. I think that's a little different with you. You like supply them with all the tools they need. They have their own version of Canva and they just send me the stuff. I don't have to pay for all subscriptions and a bunch of different things for them. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. So you don't have to pay for any project management tool. You will have your own workspace inside our system. We pay a premium price monthly for Asana, and of course, we won't charge you anything for it. Once you sign up, you have your own workspace inside our system. No extra fee, no extra charge, as well as other tools like Canva for photo editing, video editing, and other major platforms and tools that we use to handle projects. Of course,
Yeah, and
if
I
there's
think
anything that, sorry,
you
if
finish.
there's
I keep
anything,
talking over you.
sorry, if there's a need for a certain type of tool, if we have it on our system, we won't charge you anything for it. But outside our resources, we will politely ask you to sign up for it if necessary.
And I think that just one thing that I go back to 80% of your clients right now, so our ad agencies or our agencies, and those agencies are right now working with people all over the place, and you're the one actually doing all of the work. So
Yeah.
and so and they won't allow, right? If I'm some agency that has hundreds of clients, they require you to have these things in place. They require you to have your kind of, I like to say, your poop in a group. They require you as a company to have the stuff there. And the fact that you've been doing it now for 26, 27 years, no, 17 years. I just
That's
made
too
you
much.
way, I just made you way older than you are. I apologize. But so
I was
when you're
shocked.
as old as me, like time is not, it's just a thing.
Yeah.
So the fact that you have all that stuff in place, I think if somebody's listening to this, you can feel more comfortable just knowing that this isn't their first rodeo. They do this every single day. And when problems occur, because this is another thing that I think people never ask up front, when problems do occur, let's say I have a project that goes sideways or I get upset. A lot of times, if you're dealing with a one-to-one relationship, there's nothing there. If I'm upset with my project manager, something doesn't work, what's the escalation process internally for somebody to get that resolved? Do they come to you? Like, how do they get that fixed?
So the manager will handle all this type of work alongside with me. So if there's a require to fix anything, we won't charge you for it. If the mishap is on our end, we won't bill you for it. Of course, we want to edit, fix, or solve the problem outside the hours that we've logged in the first place. So you won't get charged for editing any mishap on our end. We have to fix and resolve the problem, and you don't get charged for it.
Yeah, and I think that's
Yeah,
great.
provided that
Right.
it's our fault. Of course, we have to be fair because I do have people work hard in my team, and I don't want to take all the blame towards them. I just want to be fair for both sides.
Yeah, I think that you're very fair. I actually had made a suggestion to you about the way that you do billing. I said you should like do the packages like you do, but make it that there's a minimum 10 hours a month bill. Right? To where like it would become way more profitable for you if you guarantee, even if somebody doesn't have work. And you said this, I don't know from a business standpoint, it's the greatest move but from a human standpoint and sleeping well, you said, I only want to charge them if I'm helping them or something to that
Yes.
extent, meaning, and just so everybody's clear, my proposal to her was charge everybody, sell the packages, and we'll show you here in just a minute, sell the packages as you do, but make a minimum of 10 hours a month. So you're always getting billables. People constantly have to renew. And Joan came back and said, that's not really like, I'm not comfortable doing that. I only want to make them pay if I actually use it. So
Yes.
admirable on her part. Don't know that it's the greatest business decision, but it's great for you. So let me just kind of show you something that's a little bit different. I'm going to share a screen again, just on her website with pricing and how it works there and why it's a little bit different. And I guess I just explained part of it, but what made you, I'm going to share a screen. What made you go with like doing the hourly pricing versus trying to sell monthly packages or something like that?
I really want to help consultants and business owners. Since 2009, that is my mantra. And I want to be fair and I want this long term. And I think that's the best way and approach to it. I only want to charge them hourly, and I find it more profitable and long term for me because my clients love it as contrast to like paying monthly without having any task for a week or so. So with our team, with our company, you only get billed for the hours performed on the actual work. I mean on the actual task. The hours never expire and you can only use help only when you need it. Scale up during busy weeks or scale down during slower periods. Pay only for completed work, productive work. And if there's any issue, we resolve it. We resolve the issues, but don't charge you for it. And my clients love it. That's why I think we've been here for years now. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I like to say you're not valuable or you don't add value because you say you do. You add value when people actually use what you're doing. So this is exactly in line with that. Only when you're adding value are you getting paid. So here is the website, and I'll include this someplace in here. But you can go to pricing, and this constantly changes. There's different incentives, different things as people are buying hours. But right now, how it works, if you do a trial, if you just want to get started, it's $12, right? You get for $300, you get 25 hours. Test it out however you want. They'll do all of this stuff. It gives you the ability to get in there, poke around, sniff around. And there's a variety of different packages. $11 an hour, right? All the way down to here. If you're buying 2,000 hours, which was more or less a whole year, you're getting this for, so there's 2,080 hours in a 40-hour work week year. Essentially, you're getting an employee for the whole year for $9,000. And if I'm doing math over here, that would be 9,000 divided by 12 months. That's about $750 a month for a full-time person doing stuff. And what we're going to do right here for the first 10 people that come in, because what I hear from a lot of people is they don't get started with a virtual assistant because it's difficult and they don't understand the billing and all those processes. They also don't want to sign up for a long-term commitment. So to make it just easy, what we're going to do here on the starter package, instead of it being for the first 10 people that do this, and we'll give you a little link of where you can go to sign up with Joan, we're going to take this, instead of it being $550, we're going to take this down to $450. So you're going to get $100 off. So essentially you get 50 hours. For most people, that's enough to get started, get a feel of what it is. And it's $9 an hour from there. And my hope is that Joan delivers. It's helpful. You use it. It gives you back some time. So you're not the one paying for this work or doing it yourself. And then your next package is something down here in the $6 an hour or the $5 an hour. And you set aside a big bulk package. And then you just get into a cadence of using it. But we'll have all this. I'll include a link someplace to a page that looks something like this of how you get started. You fill out some basic information. And I think from there, if I'm not mistaken, stop sharing. Joan, when they fill that out, they get you do a little onboarding call with them, get everything set up. How long does it take me from filling out a link, paying for something to where I actually have access to an assistant and somebody to help me?
Usually it would take 6 to 12 hours.
Okay. So
to get
it
started.
happens fast.
Yeah, maximum of 24.
And if I was out there today floundering around saying, I know I need to do more social media and woe is me and I'm stuck and I'm too busy. And I went, I grabbed my phone and I recorded 3 videos And I said, you know what? I'm done trying to edit on the weekends. I'm going to spend time with my kids. And I fill this out. Is it realistic to say by Tuesday afternoon, they
Yes.
could have those
Hmm.
videos back edited with some captions and things to send out?
Yeah. Realistically, usually a basic video editing for social media purposes, it would take us 24 to 48 hours
Okay.
delivery.
So on the turn time, which,
Yeah.
right, like, again, all of this is ebb and flow. And I think that you guys do a really good job. Like I said, I've worked with you personally in the past. Going through an agency was working with you, like via the agency, probably paying them way more than you were getting paid. But that's neither here nor there. For anybody that's out there, if you're interested in doing this, it's something that's, yeah, you know what? It makes sense. My real question is would it be a crazy idea to go out, buy 100 hours and or buy 50 hours, the starter package, and just have them sitting there, and on the next things, just as you run into it or you run into a time constraint, send it over there. I think it's a fraction of what you would pay someplace else. And really, you're buying your own time back. We pay for things like DoorDash and Uber Eats and somebody to deliver our groceries at 10x what the cost is here. And so I think this is an awesome thing. And I don't know. Joan, do you have any? I'm trying to just think of questions that I didn't ask. As far as billing, I
Mhm.
know you use PayPal and something else. You're in the Philippines. Like, what is it? There's another. Is it Wise?
Yeah, wise.com.
Okay.
It's a
So,
pretty big company right now. It's, I would say, a competitor of PayPal, and their fees are pretty fair. So that's the main platform we use right now. But outside Wise, for those who cannot process PayPal Wise, we do PayPal.
yeah. And just so anybody that knows, Wise is like an equivalent of PayPal Venmo. They do a lot of stuff sending money internationally. So they're
Mhm.
set up for that. The fees are significantly less to
Mhm.
go that way, which probably saves you money. I know a lot of times like those fees get passed on. So Wise is the best way to go. Secure, real company,
Yeah.
billions of dollars in transactions. I'm just looking here at my notes. Any just, I guess, any parting words that you would have, or things like you work with a ton of people, things that kind of make you feel good, or where you see, I really help people do this.
Yeah. So I've been doing this for years now. And thank God I'm still here helping business owners, entrepreneurs. I want to highlight something that our services include, just to make sure we're all clear here. Our services include cover leads mining, outreach, graphic design, video editing, research, and yeah, of course, your main need, CRM management and bookkeeping. So we do also website maintenance and social media. So just almost all general admin support stuff. And of course, if you have any specific task that you'd like delegated, you may provide a video or working guide to our team and we'll manage it. We'll manage all the execution. So we're capable of handling multiple tasks. So rest assured, everything is quality with efficiency. So we won't be here if we don't deliver. I guarantee you that. And also, I want to highlight our pricing structure. It works like a bucket system. You purchase a bucket of hours, and the VAs will pull from those hours while they perform your task. So there's no expiration. You can use your hours for months or even a year or so. And of course, if you have no task for this week, nothing negative will happen. So you pause the task request, your hours simply stay, and there are no penalties, no minimum usage, or there's no expiration. Like I said, you're not hiring an employee. You're not managing a payroll. You're not racing against firing hours. So you're simply using support when you need it and saving it when you don't. So yeah, I guess that's the highlight of our service. Our clients love our service because of our pricing structure with there's no expiration and the efficiency. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either way, it's more expensive. It's expensive to do it yourself
Mhm.
because I'm taking my time to do it. So if you're doing the work yourself, it's way more expensive than this. And if you don't have enough work and you're paying somebody to sit idle, that's super expensive as well. So this provides you an opportunity to buy your time back and
Yes.
at a fraction of the cost of what you could do on your own. Go spend some more time with your kids, whatever. And like I
Go to the
said, we all
beach.
have 1,440 minutes every single day. How
Mhm.
and what we do with those minutes is what differentiates people. So, Joan, this has been awesome. I truly appreciate you being here, staying up late, and putting
My
this
pleasure.
together for our people. I have a lot of people that need help, and no longer is it an excuse that it's too expensive or it's too hard to do. We've eliminated those. They're going to need a new excuse. So I thank you, and
My
all the
pleasure.
links will be in here. Any questions, comment wherever you're seeing this, and we are happy to help you out. Thank you all. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you.